morning, everybody. It's another beautiful day. It is 3 degrees, raining, fresh northeasterly breeze. I'm gonna go for a surf, get some proper A-star saltwater therapy. Yeah, it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be epic. I was just gonna continue from my last video about how social anxiety manifests itself for me, and kind of like what it is. People don't know. Then after this, I am gonna concentrate on the positives and the benefits of mindfulness and compassion, and the benefits of saltwater therapy, primarily in the form of surfing. That's it really. So, social anxiety, I touched on how it manifests itself for me in the last video. I'm going to continue with that. Now, so what is social anxiety? So it can be different for people obviously, but I think it's the general symptoms are pretty, across the board. So, social anxiety, I guess in a nutshell, for me, is fear of being judged, being ridiculed, being laughed at, fear of failure, a kind of perfectionism. So you get stressed if you're not doing stuff completely right. I guess kind of that's it in a nutshell. That's what it is. And so essentially you go into a social situation. It doesn't have to be like a full-on party. It can just be like going to meet one person that you've known all your life, like one of your best mates. And well, let's actually stick for a different one. So you're in a social situation. There's people you don't know, and you walk in, and some people are laughing, and you immediately think, they're looking at me, they're laughing at me. Why are they laughing at me? Are they laughing at my face? If you've got any insecurities about your physical appearance, you're going to zone in on that immediately. Then you'll get your social anxiety symptoms, where you'll be blushing, sweating, feeling it in your gut or your chest or wherever you feel that anxiety boiling up. Your mind will be completely fixed on you, and game over, Rover. And then you'll just be totally internalizing everything. Why are they laughing at me? Is it something I'm wearing? Have I said something stupid? And then you'll go completely inside yourself. You won't talk. You'll be afraid of saying anything in case it's wrong. The fear of talking if something comes out that is wrong, and you fluff your words because you're so anxious, you're so aware of everything you're doing, that saying the simplest word can be impossible, just impossible. You can't look at people in the eyes in case you see them looking at you, and the big thing for me is not wanting people to know how insanely uncomfortable I'm feeling. That's the worst thing, because eye contact, eyes are a window to the soul. So I think if I'm feeling this intense anxiety and I'm trying to have a chat, obviously where eye contact is important, if I'm feeling that insanely uncomfortable, when you're looking at somebody else in the eye, you're thinking, my God, they're going to look at me and they're going to just realise that I'm just freaking out. And I hate that. I don't want people to look at me and go, whoa, that guy's freaked. Because it's obvious. To me, it feels like I'm walking around with a massive sign attached with little beams coming out of my eyes saying, I'm fucking anxious. Don't look at my eyes, they'll burn through you with anxiety. That's what I feel like. So how do you then be comfortable in a social situation where you're feeling like that? Answer, you're not. Okay, you're in this social situation and you are freaking out as if someone's just found out that you've nicked the diamonds from a museum, and they're in the same room as you, the guys that are looking for you, and they've just found you. You're like that. You're like, oh shit, busted. Okay, that's how insane it is. How do you cope with that? How do you get through that social interaction when you're just feeling done in? It's hard. It's just so hard. But that's what it's like, you know. It can be absolute hell, and it could be over the simplest things. It could be talking to your loved ones, you know, talking to your best mates, strangers, obviously. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I got stuck down the wormhole of that. And this can be triggered by those things. Anything. Going to the shop, going out for dinner, going out your house, walking down the road, down the local shop, blah blah blah, going to the library. You name it, it's there, isn't it? And I feel so sorry for people that have it, myself included. I don't feel pity because, you know, Jesus, in the realm of it, in the things you could have wrong with you, it's very low on the this is shit scale. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm lucky. I'm a lucky man. I got an epic life, wonderful family, super cool job, epic mates. Everything's good. Like, life is good. I'm healthy. But it doesn't stop it being a bit of a bitch. Alright? So even though you can't see it, like someone walking around with a broken leg or like a disability, if you know someone who's got social anxiety, you know, for them it's at times the worst thing on earth. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to spread a bit of awareness. I mean, maybe there is awareness. Maybe it's all good. People know what's on. But I don't know. For people with it, it's, you know, it's like anything. If you haven't got it, you don't know what it's like. But with social anxiety, I think it's a very hard one for people to understand that aren't living it, because it's just mad. It's mad. But there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that's hopefully what I'm going to bring you. But I'm just trying to highlight the negatives so far, and then we can work on the positives. But a good thing to start doing is, when you are in that situation, you're freaking out and it's all too much. One, be honest. Just say, look, I'm sorry, I struggle with X, Y, Z, and I'm just feeling it, kicking in, full on right now. I just need to take a minute. And even though when you share something like that, it's really hard to do it, but it's almost And then you'll probably feel a bit more insecure with the people you've shared it with, because you're like, oh no, now they know, they're going to be thinking, oh, this guy's got anxiety. You're going to be thinking, oh, they're probably going to treat me a bit different, or they're going to avoid me because they think I'm mental. You know, it's natural things to think. Mental health has a massive stigma about it. I think the fact it's called mental health doesn't help, because it just sounds a bit mental. You know? But the reality is that such a high percentage of the population has some form of mental health. And whoever I've been open with, yeah, I felt that insecurity. It's opening up, it's very embarrassing, it just is. And then once you've done it, you're thinking, oh shit. Then the next time you see them, you're thinking, oh, they're acting weird because I've told them, they're going to avoid me, they're not going to say stuff, they're going to talk to me differently because they think I'm mad. Then when you get over that, it doesn't take long. Every person I've ever opened up to has been unbelievably warm, supportive, helpful, kind, caring, and an inspiration, because everyone's going through their own shit, and they've all got a different slant on things. And you can hear some really positive things of people, like, yeah, you might be feeling like that, but you don't come across like that. We've never seen you like that, you know. And that, just to hear that, is the first few times you may hear that, it almost knocks. Well, I can only talk for myself, so it almost has knocked me off my feet, because I'm like just thinking, oh man, everyone's looking at me, and they know I'm just freaking out, and they're thinking, well, who's this freak? What's up with this dude? And then when you hear some like positive comments back saying that, no, you don't come across like that, you know, we would have never, if you hadn't told us that, we'd have never thought it. That's an eye-opener. That's a bit of a mind blower in a really good way. You're thinking, geez, you know, I'm feeling intense anxiety. Couldn't be like a scale, 100%, 10, whatever. But these people aren't noticing. And that's a good thing. That's really something to work on, you know? Positive to take from it. But then you share, and then you hear other people's worries and stuff, and it's just like this massive healing, I don't know what to call it, but sharing is caring. And it's just this massive healing, this aura of healing and understanding and interconnectedness, you know. It's beautiful. And it's so I urge anyone who might listen to this to share what's going on. What's the point sitting there freaking out and not saying anything? You might as well say something. Okay, look, I'm a bit scared, I'm a bit freaked out with this, my anxiety is kicking in. I need a minute. I'm gonna go and move around, I'm gonna run outside. If you're in a pub, I'm gonna go run outside for a minute, do some star jumps, some press ups, don't know, make some stupid noises. There's nothing better actually than movement and noise. So if you're silent, not saying a word because you're anxious as hell, really all you want to do is stand up, shake your arms around and make some stupid noises. Just get that anxiety out of you, because that's all you need to do. Sitting there paralyzed by fear, unable to speak, is the worst thing you can do, because it gets harder and harder and you feel more and more anxious. That's just shit. I was on a stag do a while ago with some really good friends of mine, and I was in the car with the ones I knew best, and I couldn't speak. I was paralysed by fear. I was hungover, which made it anxiety all the worse. I couldn't speak to them, and I was like, I've got to tell them how I'm feeling, because it was just killing me. I was like away out of the country, so it was just scary as full on, as much as I love the dudes I was with. And I just said, look guys, I've got to be open with you, I am really struggling in this environment. You know, my anxiety is kicking in, I'm kind of too afraid to speak, and I'm really struggling. And that was cool. Then we had chats about it, and then the other guys that I weren't as close to, we all had chats about it. and it was it became something really beautiful again. So there's no negativity spread by sharing your worries. It's just positive feedback you're going to get, and you can learn other ways people deal with their things, and it can massively help you. Woo! There's loads of ways, and the big positive is saltwater therapy, which I am going to get into massively, because it's like you feel like the king. For that time you're having in the sea, anxiety is gone, unless it's really busy, which I'll get into. Then it's a bit different. So ciao, love ya. Yeah.